Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Delicious in Dungeon. Last time around we had Tentacles and Stew, where basically the gang met up with Nemari, again, one of their former teammates, party members who was with another party, and they were trying to get past the Undine, and then Marcel also had the idea to capture, kill, and cook the Undine so that she could recover her mana from that. And that's exactly what they did, using Senshi's pot, which was made of adamantine, and the strength of Senshi and Nemari. They were able to kill the Undine, cooked it into a stew, and Marcel began to recover her mana. And then they parted ways, with Nemari continuing on with her new party. But at least they parted on better terms than last time. So, yeah, that's pretty much where we left off. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Delicious in Dungeon. Here we go. Alrighty, we're almost there. Man, the world building is expanded in this episode. Just the fact that we saw the outside world, you know? We saw the outside world, we heard about the elves, the ancient conflict between the elves and the dwarves. The elves are now demanding that the dungeon be brought back. Something's up. Something's up with all this. I mean, there's also just the fact that, why is the Red Dragon active, Why is the Red Dragon active, and why is it, on the 5th floor? I think that means there's something else out there that they're going to have to deal with at some point. But we'll find out. We will find out. Ugh. Good grief. Good friggin' grief, man. And hey, they did... Excuse me. They did at least get the frog suits off. I was a little worried about that for a sec, but... They did get the frog suits off. That was funny. I was ready for that to be the case, but no. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, it's time. It's time for the big climax. The big climax of... Well... Technically, this is a double-length season, but Season 1, Part 1, so... this first story arc, so... Oh, I can see why the orcs left. If this is where the orcs were living, and now the dragon is there, that is a problem. That is a problem, definitely. Man, oh man. I mean, it is interesting just with the world building that's established here. I mean, not established, but, part of it is just reinforcement of, the mad mage who designed that dungeon in the first place, Just figuring out, was it an elf that was able to do it? Was it an elf that that cast the spell and everything? And then, clearly it's like this dungeon seems to be unique due to the immortality spell, I don't know, are there other dungeons that have this, or is this unique to this dungeon, And it's interesting, there's, an ancient conflict between the dwarves and the elves, which slightly reinforces, why, I think slightly reinforces why Senshi doesn't like magic. Although I would say that, no, I think that's more of a personal thing, because Nemari doesn't have that problem, Senshi doesn't strike me as someone who would, dredge up ancient conflicts. I think that's just generally how he views magic, so... And there's no reason to think that elves and dwarves, elves are the only ones that have magic. I mean, granted, humans have magic, And, what was his name? I don't have it written down on this page. T something. What was it? Gotta go to my last page. Torsa? Right? Is that right? I can't... I can hardly spell. Tansu. That was it. Sorry, I can't read my own friggin' handwriting. But Tansu. Tansu, he's not an elf, and he's not a dwarf, specifically. I don't know what... They said, I think, last episode what race he is, but I don't remember it. But he has magic, you know? He has magic, and obviously Fallon had magic, and she seemed to be a better sorcerer than Marcel, even, you know? Marcel's much older than Fallon is, you know? But... So that's the thing. It's like, it's not an exclusive thing. I mean, it's kind of like in Freerun, you know? That's not something exclusive to the elves, you know? There were plenty of people that had magic, you know? So I don't know. I'm wondering if that's more just setting up, like, the next arc, you know? Like, what we're going to be doing after the Red Dragon, you know? Assuming we can defeat the Red Dragon and save Fallon, you know? We'll have to see. It's interesting because they bring up, you know, they have fought dragons before, you know? With their whole team, they've been able to defeat dragons, you know. You have the three warriors being Leos, Nemari, and Shuro. And then, thanks to Fallon and Marcel's magic, you know, they were able to take down dragons before, but it's just this dragon that has been the biggest problem, and now they're even down, you know, they don't have Nemari, they don't have Shuro, they don't have Fallon. They just gotta hope they can do it. But I at least like the plan of, you know, using the castle town, using their surroundings to their advantage, and the fact that Chilchuck was able to help out with that, you know, setting traps essentially to bring the dragon down. That was good. I like that. And obviously they have Senshi too to help out with that. So that was good. And they got a final meal. They got a nice frog cutlet, which was funny. It's always funny to see, you know, where they get, you know, it's like, oh, this is like a real food, but just made from something you wouldn't expect, like a giant frog, you know? And I like, you know, using the frogs, like, oh, the frogs aren't affected by the tentacles. So, you know, they literally just skin the frogs and wear their skins to get through there pretty easily, which was good. So, yeah, these frogs, they're thieves, man. They're thieves. You know, stealing their weapons and stuff, stealing Kensuke and Ambrosia, I believe that's what Marcel calls her staff. So, it's funny. But yeah, really interesting stuff. And then we had our our moment of cringe. You know, it's like, oh, now we got to get sappy, you know, as we're about to face the Red Dragon. So I like that. I like the three of them just don't know how to handle praise like that. I'll be honest, I'm kind of that way too. It's like, if you give me like deep amounts of praise, I mean, I'll always like undercut it with something, you know, I'll always sort of try to play it off like, well, there's nothing that special, you know. I'm very much like that. I have a hard time with actual compliments and stuff. You can kind of see that sometimes, like, you know, sometimes I'll get a comment that's just like, oh man, your videos are really great, I really enjoy them, and I'm just like, thanks man, it's so great. Like, hopefully it doesn't come across so awkward in text, but I can be like that too. So I like that the three of them all three of them like could barely handle the praise they were getting from Laios. So I know sometimes I say Laos, sometimes I say Laios, but yeah, so that's great. And then, you know, Chilchuck calling him cringe was funny. Good grief. But yeah, it's finally time. It's finally time. We've got a plan, and we're gonna try to take on the Red Dragon. Let's see how well this goes. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my delicious and dungeon reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.